What's up team? My name is Major Mans and this is All About Continents, and today's episode is going to be Europe Part 2. Today we're going to be learning about the physical geography, and in a short bit you'll find out why I think Europe stands out like a sore thumb.
Continents, do you know your continents? Asia, Africa, North and South America, Europe, Antarctica, Australia too.
Now, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like and share with all your friends, because it's always interesting to talk about the world with your friends. Now, physical geography. I'll start off by talking about the peninsulas, and Europe has an abundance of peninsulas. Europe is the peninsula of peninsulas. Europe is actually a peninsula of the Eurasian continent. That's why I said that Europe sticks out like a sore thumb. With many more peninsulas within Europe, Europe has 5 major ones. To the south is the Balkan, the Italian and the Iberian peninsula, and to the north is the Scandinavian and Jutland peninsula. Now, why are peninsulas so important? Well, in simple, through location, it has made Europe a dominant economic, social and cultural force throughout the histories. And well, this is all because of the water that it surrounds it. And where there is water, simply there is life, and civilization can thrive. Speaking of water, I want to also mention the seas around Europe as the physical geography. To the north coast, there's the Barents Sea, the Baltic Sea, the Norwegian Sea and the North Sea, and to the south is the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian Sea, and even though it's not a sea, to the west is the Atlantic Ocean. Now let's talk about the islands of Europe. Islands are actually considered a part of the entire continent to make things easier. Otherwise we would have a range of continents ranging from small to big. And well, it is completely plausible because islands are essentially just like continents surrounded by water, and so to get rid of all this ambiguity, we keep it simple. In Europe, there are 5 country islands: Great Britain, Ireland, Iceland, Cyprus and Malta. Cyprus is a transcontinental country, but I still wanted to include it in this video. Malta being approximately 316 kilometers square big, it is the smallest country island in the world. And speaking of small countries, Europe also has the smallest country in the world, the Vatican City, found in Rome. It is approximately 0.49 kilometers squared big. And well, Europe can actually say that they have the biggest to smallest countries in the world, Russia being the largest and Vatican City being the smallest. Well, that would be true if Russia wasn't a transcontinental country. Sorry Europe. The physical landscape of Europe is actually divided into 4 regions. The western uplands stretches all the way from the Scandinavian peninsula to the Iberian peninsula. These ancient lands are carved out by glaciation, leaving remarkable distinct physical features, which I must say are perfect glacier vacation spots. The process of glaciation is when a large chunk of ice on land, when it disappears, leaves a mark on the land, and this area can be filled up with water, leaving giant lakes, marshlands and fjords. You've got to visit these fjords, they're spectacular and a must visit if you can afford it. The North European plains go well below to 152 meters in elevation and is full of rivers like the Rhine and Vistula. It's a great place to live in and is still the most densely populated part in Europe because of the nice climate and land structure. And the central uplands are low in altitude and less rugged than the Alpine. Important highlands include the Massif Central and the Vosges in France, the Ardennes in Belgium, and the Black Forest and Taunus in Germany. Also the Our and the Sudeten in Czech Republic. Just like the European plains, it's a great place for development for Europe. Back to the lumpy and the dangerous, the Alpine mountain system. Now this was made when the Eurasian tectonic plate and the African tectonic plate went head on towards each other and pushed up the mountains. This mountain range ranges all the way from the Balkan and Italian peninsula to the south of France and the north of Spain. These lands are high in elevation with rugged plateaus and steep sloping regions. It also has the highest mountain in Europe, Mount Elbrus. And with mountains comes volcanoes. And one thing you gotta know about me is I'm in lava with volcanoes. Some of the volcanoes in Europe can be found in places like Greece, Italy, Spain and Turkey, and a few in others as well. A famous volcanic site in Europe is Iceland. It is a record breaker with volcanoes. Approximately 113 volcanoes in Iceland, with some most active right now. It is right in the middle between the North American and the Eurasian tectonic plate boundary. The constructive tectonic plate margin makes new land by the year, And finally, one last interesting fact about Europe is that the most renewable electricity produced is in Iceland, with 99.9% of hydropower and geothermal produced. Just a little thing that I wanted to mention along the lines of sustainability and climate change. You guys are awesome, well done. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Please drop down a subscribe and click that button, like and share with all your friends so they can get to find out all the weird and the wonderful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Major